Welcome to Action Points, a Mythras Matters actual play podcast. In this episode, Temple of Death, Part 1, using the classic fantasy rules, the party spend their experience rolls and then return to their mansion to find that they have a nice surprise waiting for them. My name is Inwils and I will be the GM for the game. I'll let the players introduce who they are and who they will be playing. You're all in the right place.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the perfect place. Yeah.
Perfect hacking.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm actually recording the Zoom call because I take it from the Twitch stream when I do the podcast, everybody's levels are all over the place. But if I record it, it should put each of you onto your own soundtrack. So therefore,
that'd be handy.
When I do the podcast, it's what I normally do when I'm interviewing people for the podcast. Anyway, and then I just select it all and just say to Adobe Audition, match loudness across everything, and it just does its magic, and that is it. I have no worries. It is all done. Yeah. So
I was going to say, it also gives you the ability to mute people who you don't want talking.
Yes. Yeah.
Not that you would ever want that.
I never hear myself on any of the streams.
Say again, sorry. You never
hear myself on any of the streams.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Muted.
You always mute. Well, I'm going to enjoy. I'm just going to pick out certain. Actually, I can actually mute a certain frequency. So when you have background music, there's a certain frequency that human voice is at, and if you just drop it in your background music, it keeps the depth of the music, but it just reduces the sort of like the normal talking range. So you
from now on, I'm going to talk like
this. Yeah, everybody's talking a squeaky voice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So
Settle to an impression of Darth Vader the entire time.
Yeah, there's. I have to say, when I look at Roll20, Medivac, it's just fantastic that there's a huge combat going on down at the bottom of the screen, and then Ida is just sort of like way off in the distance.
You got it, guys.
Yeah. With her pom-poms.
It's how it should be.
Yes, yes. And if Caramore starts getting ranked 2, he might be changing all his touch spells to range spells. So he will be stood next to you.
Cool ability, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking a good addition. I always think magic users are hard done by in rules sets, and I look at everything that say Bell and Brasive and the cleric and Ida has, and then for the mage's rank abilities, I feel they're a little bit pathetic. Sort of like,
and you've got to go to imperative even to find them.
Yeah, exactly, because there was none in. One of the things I've thought about is I was thinking when you were using your illusion spells and actually saying that you can have a specialized sphere of magic, and if you cast spells from that sphere, the dice rolls are easier which means that you've got a higher chance of not using up magic points, because you'll get criticals more often, so forth and so on. But I think I might mention it in the Discord, because anything like that, just lots of people say, no, don't touch the mages. They're far too powerful. Anyway, last session, we came roughly to an end of an adventure, and the party is going to be heading back to their house in this session. But before I let you know what they're going to do, and we start looking at experience rolls, I'm going to allow players an opportunity to say who they are and who they will be playing tonight. And we start off, as ever, with Mr. Pickles.
I am Mr. Pickles, and I play Belinda Ofregiok, aka Belle. She's our gnome rogue, and as such, I have all of the roguish abilities. I'm very good at seeing, hearing, avoiding magical problems, can pick locks, I'm good with mechanisms. Belle is mostly a city type character, but she does have her advantages out in the wilds here. She uses a sling to get some ranged attacks. She also has a short sword when she's the frontlining rogue. But the other frontliner is who I'm passing it off to, Captain Kangaroo.
Ooh. Hey everyone, Captain Kangaroo, playing Brasive Rendax. He's a half orc, half, I'm assuming, human fighter.
Half gnome.
No. Not where it counts. He's pretty much big fighter. He's there to just do lots of damage, say dumb things, and then at the same time also demonstrate his worth by constantly murdering everyone around him that isn't his allies. He also has a giant great axe that he uses to murder people, because with the rules as they're laid out, essentially he just swings it like it's nothing, like it's taffy, and just murders everyone. So it's pretty fun. So hopefully I can add on to that with these experience rolls coming up. I'm gonna pass the microphone to our pal Medevac.
Why, thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Medivac, and I play Ida. She is a elven cleric of Nisa, not the popular shopping franchise. And she tends to wear scale armor and carries a mace and a large shield. Pretty much stereotypical there. She has various passions. One of the main ones is protect her friends and save the innocent. So she'll go out of her way to do that all the time.
Yeah, you're nice.
Most of the time.
You're nice and close to protect your friends there, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, that's all because she discovered a new spell she has, which is Spirit Blade, wasn't it? Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit Hammer. I think it's
Spirit Hammer. Yes,
Hammer.
yes. Spiritual Hammer.
Yeah.
Thank you. Which is pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's it. So I will pass it on to Fishy, please.
Hello there. I'm Fishy, and I am playing Cadamore Blackmane, who is I think I can legitimately say hotshot young mage of the party, because the only useful spell he has is Burning Hands, which is kind of hot. He's great for making creme brulee, but not much use in any other circumstance.
Your illusions would have been effective.
Actually, yeah, under other circumstances, those illusions would have been a good tactic. So that's something I think I'm going to have to push more in future. So experimenting with what he can do. Caramore is unfortunately the scion of a lesser, wealthy, possibly noble house. And as a result, he's vain and self-centered, which makes him a bit of a coward, because he basically feels his survival and security are more important than anything around him, including anyone we may have to rescue at any point. But he's struggling.
It might change. It might change.
Yeah. And with that, I shall hand you back to inwils.
Okay, brilliant. We're not going to have any lengthy introduction today, because we're going to be moving on to the next adventure. But before we do that, we've got some things to tie up from this encounter. If you remember, I think it might have been Brasive that told the young girl to run for cover, run and hide, And so she is hiding round about where you are, Ida, on the map, just behind that this tree here. That's
okay.
where she is. So there's that to finish off. And if you remember, there's also you have Billy Bear with you.
That's right. We've decide what to do with him, haven't we?
Yeah. You need to decide what to do with him now. Go to get. Are you dropping your spiritual hammer?
I am going to drop my spiritual windmill.
Yeah. We'll take off these. Because,
suddenly a dragon attacks.
Yeah. We'll take off these. So Ida, let's come straight to you first, because there's a whimpering young lady. If you remember, she was sort of like in her early 20s, late teens when you saw her. She was bound, but I think she managed to break out, or she crawled away, and she's sat sniveling and sobbing against the tree right next to you.
Come here, my child. Come here. You're safe now.
Yes, I would.
What's your name? Where are you from?
I would like you to roll your influence, please.
Oh.
Ooh. That's it.
Hang on. What did I get? Because I didn't realize I've still got my Chuffin augment on.
You got 51.
That's fine. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah, she sort of like looks up to you and sees that you are probably a fellow female, and she
probably.
Well, you're clad out in scale mail.
That's true.
And you've got a really big shield as well, And
I imagine you really shouldn't make assumptions on these things.
Yeah,
you should ask people.
And imagine your hair all sort of like tied back inside a helmet or something. I always vision Ida a bit like a Valkyrie, a bit
my
like
blonde
that.
Plaited locks going down the back.
Yes, yeah. So she
two
sort of like,
large weapons.
Yes.
Yes.
And she sort of like looks up to you, and she says, "Are you going to feed me to the frog?"
My dear, we've killed the frog. There is no frog anymore. We came here to save you from the frog.
You came all this way to save me?
We did, yes, indeed.
Oh, oh. And what about those other rather nasty men that attacked our caravan?
They have been, they've moved on.
Oh, I've got nowhere to go. I'm in the
why
middle
not?
of
Where are you from?
Oh, now, hang on. I actually made a name for this town. One second.
Anticipated that question, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a lake town.
Close. I'm from Willowbridge.
Willowbridge. Oh my! What? So what makes you travel over here?
I was traveling with my mother, and we were looking for my brother.
What's your brother's name?
One moment.
Random name generator.
No, I've actually got this as well. Marcus.
Marcus. And what happened to Marcus?
And don't ask what a second cousin once removed is, because that will be.
Marcus sounds like a pussy.
What are your grandparents' names? All of them.
Your family tree now.
Can you?
They're the same two grandparents.
Can you take me back. Belle, that's not very nice. Belle wants to put him into slavery.
Not slavery. No, I'm just saying, like, back at our house.
It's different.
No, we like, if she has nowhere to go, we hire her, because all we have right now is Bianca, the housekeeper, and Louis, the butler.
Generously providing her a place in society. Yes,
so
absolutely.
What was her name again?
And not benefiting us at all.
Benefiting us, yes, but we give her a room and pay, and she'd not be fed to a frog.
Yeah, she owes us for
Okay. Let's
Did
not
you give
phrase
her
it
name
like that.
Her
Is there not
name.
feeding to a frog in the contract? Do we guarantee that?
Shackled to the kitchen or shackled into a frog's belly? Which one would you prefer?
That's not what you call staff.
At least you get gems. You get gems from the frog.
That's true. That's true.
Her name is Jessie.
Jessie, that's right.
Jesse. That's the first time you've heard her name. You're not.
I thought we heard it before, but maybe no.
Well, if it was, I just made it up because I only wrote it this week. So
maybe I got deja vu.
Yeah.
So Jessie, why were we looking for Marcus? But how did Marcus disappear? Did he just move to this area?
I don't know. My mother was intent on trying to find him. Can you send? I want to get out of this awful place.
Well, we
see.
can
I stunned you
somewhere...
into silence with my staggering acting. Then
I was looking for a spell. I was looking to see if I had sleep spell.
Burning hands.
That'll do it, kind of.
She sort of like.
Can I cast a spell on it? I want to cast remove fear.
Oh yes,
if that helps.
Yeah. It was interesting how many people had magic points at the end of last adventure.
Yeah.
I had all of mine.
What are these things you call magic points?
And cast away your channeling.
There we go. My channeling is going to be.
Oh, it's 50 after 71. 1d3 +1. Would you like to roll 1d3 +1 to get rid of her fatigue?
I thought you said fear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's remove fear, isn't it?
Yeah, so you don't want to do cure fatigue.
Sorry,
what the wrong spell in
the
in chat. Yeah.
Sorry.
I thought I completely misheard you, and I was sitting here wondering, how is it possible to hear cure fatigue as remove fear?
Yeah.
Check your ears there, Mr. Pickles.
Yeah, there's something wrong with my ears.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I thought I might have had a calm, but I don't.
I think that's actually a cantrip, if I remember. Bartleby. Unearthed Companion brings all folk magic spells into classic fantasy as cantrips, because there were some that weren't in before. Yes, she sort of like you cast the spell and the warmthness of
My goodness, Nisa just
Nisa.
Yeah.
I've got Tesco's in my mind now because she's mentioned something about a superstore.
Yeah,
and
Nisa.
so I just have Tesco's in my head. And she sort of like comes over to you and sort of like wraps her hands round your waist and looks up to her. She's sort of like all watery eyed, and she sort of like smiles at you and says, "Thank you for looking after me."
You're fine, Jessie. Now we're going to head back to our village. You're welcome to join us, and maybe we can discuss further later on about finding Marcus if we can find him. Maybe somebody in our town has heard of him, and we have a lovely manor you could quite happily stay at if you wish to, and we can pay you for any work you wish to do around.
It was going really well up to that.
Yeah, I enjoy building work.
It's completely voluntary. Got it?
Yeah. But it is a very lonely walk home.
Yeah. So
It's very reasonable if you do stay with us.
while all that is happening with Ida over that side, Belle, Caramore, and Brasive, you are with Billy Bear, who quite naturally, because the threat has gone, changes back into his human form, with a bit of bare throat, blood and gore still dripping down from his mouth. Yeah, would anybody like to interact with him?
Bracelet points with his axe at the slain werebear on the ground. Where'd she come from?
Are you asking Billy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He says, I don't. Oh, memories. Memories.
Oh, God, not again.
She seems somewhat familiar and yet distant. The body on the floor is staying in bear form. It doesn't seem to be transforming back into any other human or anything like that.
And Billy Bear is just currently human.
Yes. He keeps his trousers on, but
I vote for taking him with
like
us.
the Incredible Hulk.
And if we run out of food, we can get him angry and then kill him and eat him.
well, maybe you can hire him as a guard bear. You know, give him.
That's a great idea, but that's not our goal here with Billy Bear. And we were only taking him along as a side quest cargo for our main quest here. Like, we got to bring him back to his girlfriend, and so now I think we have the question. Mary Jo?
Yes, that's right.
I don't think I actually interacted directly with her. Yes, I did. Anyways, we got to get him back there so that they can be back together again and resolve that whole situation, right? Like, that's the entire reason we're out here.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
If he's cursed,
She-Lass, if she makes him angry.
I guess I was hoping that perhaps if because when we saw him, Billy, when we met you in the woods, you had claw marks on your arms.
Yes, and down his back as well, which would fit this creature that's on the ground at the moment.
There must be a way to remove the curse.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe killing the curse causer is what cancels out the curse. So if he doesn't transform again along our quest back, that would mean that we cured the curse.
Or just that he hasn't got angry.
I'm good to the
gamble a little bit,
goes up
I guess.
and thumps him in the face.
I was going to say, I'm going to do the Avengers test.
I'll hit with the bows and see what happens.
Okay, well, there's got to be a better way to test this than to actually make him angry.
Maybe on the way back, something may happen or may not.
Yeah, something might make us all angry on the way back. So
yeah,
let's just hope that there's nothing too dangerous that makes him angry.
So we're taking Jesse and Billy Bear back to your house initially in the forest, and then going from there. Is that the plan?
Wasn't there an area on the map that we passed by that was like a evil monster face?
I think that was the thing that's currently on the ground dead.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm assuming as well. But the thing on the map had horns. Does this thing have horns?
No.
The thing on the map may not have been entirely indicative of exactly what was there. It may just have been symbology.
That's entirely fair, Caramore. But don't you wonder what's over there? What if there's other things over there?
Yeah,
if this is the monster that was there, then what if there's treasures from previous adventurers who tried to kill it?
Okay, well, let's have a look. We've got to make this route safe for our would-be spa enthusiasts.
Okay, just hang on. Idea for next adventure. There you go. Okay, so
Yeah, I'll lead the way.
the plan
Yeah, you
is to head back along with Billy Bear, and Ida is bringing along Jessie, who seems to have attached herself to you because you seem somewhat motherly. Just some updates that I found out before we do experience roll. Brasive, your free parry. Can you remember you have a free parry?
Oh, I very much remember.
Yeah, so I've checked the rules with Rodney Leary.
Once per adventure.
Once per
Is this
campaign.
once ever?
Yeah.
Once per campaign.
Yeah.
Sick.
So you've used it. That's it.
Great.
Glad it went well for you.
It's actually
it's definitely worth it.
It's actually, would you believe, once per turn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a feeling it might
That
be, because that once again
amazing.
is indicative of how mages get shafted.
Yeah. So you actually get a free parry once per turn, which is unbelievable.
Awesome.
Don't you remember last week?
Yes.
Do you remember last week when you took all that damage? You didn't have to take that.
Yeah. Oh, and that brings me on to the other thing. Passive blocking only comes into action if you elect not to parry. So
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
got it.
if you don't parry, if you parry and I hit somewhere like your shield arm, only the armor stops it, and that's it. I was reading something in the
Pardon me.
oh, what was it? It was something to do with armor expertise somewhere, which was I can't remember if it was in Imperative or somewhere else, but it was an unbelievable skill for the fighters. It really was absolutely fantastic. I can't find it now, but you are set up to with. It seems that all fighters are very tank-like in classic fantasy.
It seems to point that direction.
Yeah, very, very much. But seeing some of the monsters hit, damage, then
Needs to be.
You need to be.
Yeah.
Calmore, just stay out the way.
I'm doing exactly the right thing.
Like a leaf in the wind.
I do think you get weapon precision and defense, something defensive later on. Mages do.
There's a weapon proficient, but that doesn't really help me. It lets you calculate your damage bonus using dex instead of size.
That's it.
Oh,
yeah.
Which still gives me 0 damage bonus if I do that, so I don't think I'll take it.
I feel sorry for mages in general, but yeah. So as we're walking back through the swamp back to your house, then this will be a golden opportunity to do your experience rolls and get them out the way, because when we get back to the house, the next adventure will start as you arrive. So you take your time to go walking through the swamp.
How long is it going to take to get back to the house?
Exactly the same amount of time as it took you to get here.
So I can get my magic points back.
Oh yes, when
Sure.
so when you return
Definitely be resting.
back, yes, you'll be resting. I think you had 2 nights out in the so you'll have plenty of time to get there. So so let's start off with experience rolls. You've got 12. I think that's right. Yeah, 12. Ida and Belle, I think you have a characteristic.
Experience modifier +1, yes, 13.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that comes into effect when there's others apart from the party to recognize your wonderfulness. So say, for example, in today's session, we finish the session still in town, well, everybody would get 2 experience points for that session. You would get 3 for that one. But sure as you leave town, or there's nobody to be impressed, and it just goes back down to 2. So
what
we're not impressed with them?
We need to get an entourage.
Yeah.
Well, Billy and Jesse, don't they count?
No. Well, maybe I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, then let's do some experience rolls. There should be a button that allows you to press improve. Remember, you can add any skills that you've got. If you want a new skill, I'm being very generous, and you can have it for 3 experience rolls. You can also gain rank abilities for the number of experience rolls that for its rank. So rank 1 abilities cost 1 experience roll, rank 2 costs 2 experience rolls. Just to let you know, in the rules it says that you can only gain 1 rank ability per experience usage. I'm not playing that rule mainly because we don't play classic fantasy. We only play 2 adventures, then we stop, which means it would actually slow down how quick you got your rank abilities. Okay, so we're coming straight to you, Mr. Pickles. How do you wish to improve Belle after the Land of the Frog adventure?
Well, so we didn't get any city bonuses with our experience modifier, correct?
Correct.
Okay. The first
So
thing I'd like to do is
points.
buy.
Yep.
Perfect. I'd like to buy defensive reflexes, a rank 2 ability that gives me 1 free dodge per combat, I believe.
Ooh, nice.
Or a free reroll, I should say. I'll get the details momentarily. All I know is that I decided I needed it, and it costs 2.
Is it a rank 2?
Rank 2, yes. So it'll cost me 2 points.
Yes.
I'm almost there.
Oh, yes, you may re-roll a failed parry or evade without spending a luck roll point.
Right. It doesn't give me a free evade, but evade's good. So that's something I'm going to be buying. And that's the only ranked ability that I'm buying. So I have 10 points remaining.
You certainly have.
I'm going to put 6 of those in not missing like a loser. That's my combat style.
Nice.
It's at 67, so here's roll 1 out of 6.
Oh, it's now 68.
And I believe you have to click away, otherwise it keeps rolling with the same number. 2 out of 6. Yes.
Nice. 60. Oh no, that would be 71.
71. 3 out of 6.
73.
4 out of 6. Yes.
Ooh,
oh my gosh, I am so powerful now. 77. 5 out of 6. Yeah, 78.
78.
And the last one on my combat style, I hate missing. Thank you. 82.
82. Very nice. Yeah.
From 67 to 82. That's a nice jump there.
Yeah, that's good going. Hard luck, everybody else. Those are the nice rolls. Okay, you've got 4 more points.
4 more. Yep, I'm going to spend 2 on evade. My evade's a 70, but I want that to be better. 75.
Nice.
I'm winning this game. And my last one for evade, 76.
Oh, 76. And
all right. And I have 2 points left. They're both going to athletics.
Nice.
That's what I've been doing this adventure. It's a 51. It was a 51.
A 56.
And the final roll, 60.
60. Those are some good rolls.
Damn it, Mr. Pickles.
Sorry, guys.
We should have let Caramel go first. Mr. Captain Kangaroo's put a hat on.
Yep, I'm really hoping it doesn't say something else on the back.
Well, what would it say, Mr. Pickles?
Number 1 Fred Durst fan.
Okay. Are you
Sorry, I
back?
had a bad
Are
one.
you back, Caramel?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Okay. We're coming to you. We need to get rank 2. We need to get rank 2.
I'm not optimistic, but we'll see what we can do. So let's start with some arcane casting, because I need to get that up to 70, isn't it, for rank 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's a grand start.
64.
Yeah. There we go. That's rather more like it.
Yes.
Getting close.
69.
Dude.
It is going over no matter what.
Obviously, we're going to need one more for that one then.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's there. So.
It's there. It is 70. So that's one of your class skills, isn't it? That is
indeed, yes, one of my class skills. So let me just make a note that I spent 3 getting that one up to 70. And I feel that, yeah, we'll move on with class skills. Oh dear, yeah, I think my next highest class skill is under 60. So
what?
Arcane knowledge. Yeah, my class skills aren't great, to be honest. I didn't.
Where did your points go?
Desperately well. I too many skills, not enough of them at high levels.
Oh,
basically.
yeah, that would do it.
Although, actually, I did take a language which is at 69, and I think that's a class skill for a mage. Now I come to think about it. Let me double check that.
My thieves language was counted as a class skill.
Language is, yeah.
So okay, in that case, yeah, let's up my language then, because it only needs 1 point to take it to 70.
Nice. What language is it?
Or just common? That's actually common. I don't know what his native tongue is, but I decided it wasn't common.
Okay then. So that's 70.
By the way,
so
his common's now up to 70, so that's good enough.
Yeah, so that's 2. How many must you get? Is it 3 you must get?
Yeah, need 5.
5.
Need 5 at 70. Yeah, so
5 at 70.
So that's 2 of them. Right, now let's move on to the arcane knowledge then and see what we can do.
Oh yes. Oh,
there we go. There we go.
63.
That's a good start.
Oh, 69.
This is actually
66.
going
sorry.
remarkably well. Yeah.
66.
Probably shouldn't have said that. It's now going to go horribly wrong. Then again,
yes,
that's 70.
Or horribly right.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Don't know what happened there. So.
How many rolls have we used up? 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's
5,
7
6,
so far.
7. And you've got 3.
Yeah. Okay, so perception is going to be next in line.
Okay. That's one of your class.
Pretty good and is a class skill. So
it is.
There we go.
Straight up to 65. There.
Could do with another one like that.
Start.
Oh no, 66.
Not like that.
Oh. 69.
69. How annoying is that? It's the only time where 69 is a bad number. Okay, one more.
Hang on.
One more attempt to improve.
That's 10.
What are we up to?
That's 10.
Yeah, that is, isn't it? That's 10. Okay, well, we'll give one more and try and get perception up there. Well, we will get perception up there. We'll just see how well.
Yeah, 70.
70, yeah. Apparently,
You've
I'm
got
not allowed
all
to go
these
over
skills.
70 in anything.
Whenever I ask for your skill, I just know it's going to be 70. That's
70, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 11. I've got what? One more.
You do. You have one more.
Oh, well, I've got nothing that I'm going to get up to rank 2, so I will put it in willpower just because willpower.
What about arcane casting?
That was the first
my
one.
arcane casting. So that was the first thing I did. Yeah, that's at 17.
You could boost that more though. That's gonna. I mean, that's one of your.
I could. Yeah, I mean, I could put that up just because it's useful to have it high, but I'm also thinking that it's useful to have willpower high, and that is another skill that counts towards rank 2. So
yeah,
that's less to do next time I get some experience points. We will up willpower, but we'll only up it by a point.
With this up it rough. Oh, I was so looking forward to getting rank 2. Not that there's any nice things at rank 2, but you would get a whole load
more
of
spells. That would have been
more spells, and you gain +1 hit points to all your location, and you get an extra
and an action point.
And an action point. Yeah. So that's
there are definite benefits to getting to rank 2, but I'm not quite there yet.
But you will do next time, no matter what.
But next time,
you're there.
Even if the dice fail me next time, I should be able to get there. It's just what else I can get with it.
Exactly. And we'll move on to you, Brasive.
Nice. So you messaged me the other day saying that I didn't have any like ranked abilities on my character sheet. The reason why is because I didn't have any ranked abilities.
No way.
I only focused on getting weapon mastery. I didn't put anything else because I wanted to get the rank 2. So I was pretty much focusing on getting everything above 70% on the last time we did this.
Oh, so have.
Now I can take. Now I can. Yeah. Now I am rank 2. I've weapon master, which is a free thing that comes with the rank, but I didn't have any like ranked
Well, you must have weapon specialization, which is rank 1.
Yeah, but that's free with it.
I recall that I was demanding to know why everybody else wasn't really buying ranked abilities because I had so many that are just really awesome. So that does track. I remember just being the only ability buyer.
So
my cleric wants a pants until second.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Now that I have it,
there's 2 weapon specializations, aren't there?
Which
there's the one that you get, and then there's another rank 1 for small concealable weapons as well. Yeah, nice.
And then I also have I'm a weapon master for being rank 2, so that's why I have all the benefits with that great axe. So now the biggest thing I'm going to focus on is getting the rank 2 ability, a sweeping strike.
Nice.
That's going to benefit me. It allows me to attack 2 different people that are next to each other. I think it'll make things a lot easier.
So you will need to get forceful strike first, won't you?
Yeah, and which I'm going to also get forceful strike. So
yeah, because your combat skill must be above 70 already.
Yeah, it's like 71 or 2. Right? Let me check right now. I just had it a second ago. Right. It is 71. So
so you just need to get rank 1 forceful,
which was the other one I was going to get.
Yeah.
The only thing that it's going to depend on my roles is I want mounted combat because I feel like it'd be nice to have one person with a mount. Plus, it's nice that I can go across. Essentially, it takes away all the negatives of using a mount during combat. So essentially, the benefit is mobility.
Yeah.
So my weapon skill won't have to be.
I'll give you
matched with my ride skill.
I'll give you.
That's fine. Give me a donkey as long as I can get across the board and to murder more things.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic here. We already have a perfect mount for you. You can go into battle on the back of a bear.
Yeah, but I have to piss him off.
Yes.
I have to slap him.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be too difficult. Just get some spurs.
Nice. Right.
So sweeping strikes and forceful strike for now. If I can get my ride skill to above 50%, then I get mounted combat as well. And then the rest I already have planned out.
Right. So is your brawn and combat skill above, your combat skills above 50? Is your brawn above 50?
My brawn is also 71.
Okay, then. So you can get forceful strike for 1 experience roll. Is that what you're going to do?
Yes.
Okay, so that will, by reducing your skill by 1 grade on your next melee attack, you may increase your damage bonus by 2 grades.
Yeah.
That's power attack from D&D, right?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, that's like the opening one to buy the cleave that you need, the feat.
That stacks onto my already through weapon specialization, it already goes up. I think my weapon bonus
grants you
my dash bonus.
Yes, your combat skill is improved by +5, and your you gain a bonus parry. That's your weapon specialization, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You have something that increases your your damage is calculated differently, isn't it?
Yeah. So like I just put it as a +2 when I use my great axe. That is.
Yeah. So you've now got forceful strike for 1 experience roll. So you've got 11. So you can now gain sweeping strike for 2.
Yeah, which I will.
Okay, so that takes you down to 9. Made by applying a single attack roll to 2 targets within reach and in the line of sight. Each defender must resolve the effects of the attack separately, and any special effects imposed on the attacker are treated as they occurred concurrently. The attacker may not sweep past a friendly unit position between them. Only 1 sweeping strike may be attacked per round. Nice. Yeah, so
per round.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Like to block everything and kill people all in 1 round. It's gonna be great.
Well, I was assuming it'd be per turn. So it's interesting to hear per round.
Make 1 per turn anyway.
Okay, sorry.
So they wouldn't need to be said.
Well, yeah, you couldn't just be
17
sweeping through
action
everybody. Like,
I think he'll be sweeping through everybody in any case.
well, yeah, but
You
Okay,
are
so-
literally the tank.
Yeah. So you got 9 points left, 9 experience rolls left.
So first one, I'm gonna try to get my combat up a bit.
Nice.
Let's see.
Needs it.
Let's see.
did you say it needs it?
There we go.
74. What's Bell's combat now?
82.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, at least I'll hit and
Thing is,
like I don't do much damage. Just let me hit.
No, and to be fair, at least Brasive can hit more often than you, rather
Yeah.
than like once every 3 turns.
But I get to my
Alright.
sneak attack with those
Jabby,
weapons.
jabby.
So
when do you use that? When do you use that sneak attack?
when we're fighting humans,
Oh, okay. So every once in a while. All right.
Yeah,
every once in a while.
he did use it once. Yeah.
yeah, the bandits. Mocking Bell isn't going to improve your luck.
You got 70. That's 75. You got 7 left.
But that also brings my use my great axe to 80
Yeah,
because
because
it's
of
a
your
5
weapons.
above.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that means now that changes what my
but even with what's Bell's
Yeah,
combat
yours.
skill?
82.
Oh.
I mean, we
Yeah,
all
put
need to
another
be
one in
hitting,
there.
so
Yeah, yes. So next one I'm going to focus on ride. See if I get ride to 50, I can get the ability. So
Okay.
let's see what I can do. Where are you? It's almost like it's in alphabetical order. All right, baby. Damn it.
That'd be 44.
Try again. Damn.
Or 48.
I might just do it. Kind of get one more. See what we can do. Here we go.
Hang a minute.
Oh, that's 3. I'll
Yeah,
give that.
hang on. You didn't change your skill
Oh,
Just-
no, I did.
because it was
I brought it-
42, and then you got an improvement of 2%, which would take it to
42,
44. So that
And then I
you
got
won't.
to 48.
No, hang on. You wouldn't get that 4.
You rolled
'Cause you-
43.
You only rolled a 43. So that
That's
4
weird.
would be a 1.
Yeah, you got to change it in the stat block before you
Yeah.
roll
Yeah.
the next one.
I pressed it, but I don't think I
You
exited
have
out
to
of the
click out
box.
too
You got to click off
sometimes.
somebody
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did put it there, but oh well.
So
I'm
so
just gonna do 2 rolls on it then. Because
we those two rolls are fine. It's just that it'll be 44, 45, 47, because the next one is fine, isn't it? Because you rolled a 49. So it's all it is now. It's at 47 rather than at 47, rather than being at 50. So you need another roll to get it to 50.
Let's do it. Come on.
Come on, do it.
Fuck me.
It just needs one more roll.
No, I'm not doing it. That's way too much.
Are you sure?
No.
Caramel's
you'd be like, oh, yeah.
Caramel's giggling away now.
Screw it. Improve it.
I want to see Bracek pretending to ride a horse this entire ride back to town.
4, 5,
Doesn't have to be
6,
a horse.
Okay,
7,
well,
bear. Don't poke the bear.
8, 9,
I'm
10.
gonna do 1 in endurance.
good call.
Yeah.
How much? Sorry, hold on. I talk.
I think you had 12. You used 2 for your rank 2, 1 for your rank 1, which gives you 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 2 more.
Well, I'm just gonna do one roll for endurance and then get the ranked ability of
mounted combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll your 1 for endurance.
Fantastic.
73. Yeah. Yeah, and then you can pick up mounted combat that allows you to use your
horse as a weapon.
Yeah.
I can throw the horse at
Yeah, shocking. Where normally the combat skills of riders may not exceed the Rye skill, this stipulation does not apply to you. In addition, performing a mounted charge does not incur the 1-step difficulty penalty to hit. Finally, you may ignore the first penalty grade of any ride roll required while in combat. So that's like if you're doing a swerving action and I say it's going to be hard, you would ignore that and just keep it as a standard.
Nice.
Brilliant. And we come to Ida. Is your second name really down?
Could be. It possibly is.
I just noticed on the bottom of that underneath your token. Right, Ida, you have 12.
I do. Right. It's not going to work out how I wanted it to work because I wanted to buy a rank 2 tonight, but I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to prove my self-defense skill, which is currently at 64.
Okay. Oh, 69. Does it come up blank for anybody else and then fill it in?
Yes.
Or is it,
yeah.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't know. It's just it's a very good tension, So like, what's it going to be? So that's at 69. Is this your mace attack? I presume?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
so
look 72. At those. 72. You're nearly battling as strong as Bracek.
Right. I need my influence popping up as well.
Nice.
Oh.
Do you want to do skill?
No, I actually want to do that. Yeah, sorry. And that's why.
Your influence. Hey.
Yes.
4, so that's going to be up to 50.
Yeah, nice.
Click away. So what's that? 1. That's
55.
Very
that's
nice.
4 now, isn't it?
1, 2, yeah, 4. $57. We've got 7 left. 58. 58.
No, slow.
59.
Oh, God.
Almost there.
Almost made it. Don't what the hell, do one more.
Gone.
There you go.
Nice.
64.
64.
Wonderful. So how many is that? That was
8. You've got 4 more.
You reversed your original influence level.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. Oh, cool.
From 46 to 64.
We'll go to do first aid or healing. Which would be the better one?
Healing's the professional skill.
Healing. Do you know, this is interesting. I was just looking at this.
They do different things, don't they?
Yeah.
Isn't healing more like disease and long-term care, and like dealing with
First aid
major
is-
wounds?
So the difference is first aid heals minor wounds, stabilizes serious wounds, but with serious wounds you don't get hit points back, you just make it usable. Because if you take a serious wound to your arm, the arm's not usable. Well, first aid will give that back. While healing does 1d3 for minor wounds, same as first aid, but it does 1d3 for serious wounds as well. And then it stabilizes, first aid stabilizes major wounds, but nothing else. Heal stabilizes them and allows healing to start.
Okay, we'll do that one then.
Healing's the better one.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Oh, I thought your skill then was 87, but then it's not. It's 42.
No,
so
that's 45 now.
45.
So that's one. Second one will be nice one.
50.
50. Okay. And to get the reach spell that I wanted, the reach rank skill that I wanted, my willpower has to be 80. So that's what we do with this. Yeah, it's part of the you need to have willpower of 80 to use a reach spell.
Oh, yes.
You gotta want it.
You gotta want it.
Well, I'm not. I've put myself down the fact I'm not getting it this time anyway.
No, but you're going to get it, and then you
I'm
can
gonna
show
get
it off. You can show it off to Calamore for.
Yeah, I can do
Look,
cure
Calamore.
wounds from a distance. I can just hide on the background now.
Fantastic.
Last one, can do it. Last one. Ah, 1 point. So that's up to 75 now.
Yep.
And that is me done. Thank you.
I thought you had 11, 9, 10, 11. No, I thought you had another
That's
one,
it.
but you don't. Yeah. Well,
I can have another if you want.
No.
Yeah.
So if you remember, I can't remember whether or not we're talking online or in the Discord about luck points and whether or not I should have the same number of luck points that you have. And I've got 2 proposals for you. Okay. Well, I think I might just tell you. I think, Fish, you said about I should have half the luck points because you are heroes. And I quite like that. I quite
because
like
my dice
that.
were awful.
Yeah. The other thing that I am going to do, and just so you know, is that I'm not going to use luck points on. I'm not going to allow minor creatures. If you get attacked by a dog, it's not going to have luck points.
But if we meet a hill giant,
Dogs
you know, it's
aren't
going to have
minor.
20 luck points.
Yeah.
The things that don't need it are the only ones who are allowed to get luck points.
Yes, and anything that I really want the combat to continue. So I'm going to have that, but I'm also going to have the option to increase big monsters. So if, say, for example, you come out with a dragon or boss might have its own luck points that it can use. The other thing that I'm going to say is that you can change my luck points, my rolls, but I'm not going to change your rolls. Okay, so if you get a crit, I'm not going to ask you to roll it again, and we'll be sensible about people just using luck backwards and forwards. I'll do this, I'll do that, or something like that.
You said something. Was it on the podcast or was it on I can't remember. But you said something about if somebody uses a luck point to make them re-roll, then that person can then use luck point to change that roll if they wanted to. Can't they reverse it or whatever, can't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if
and
they don't
that's,
make him re-roll, they just reverse it. You can't use a luck point to make them re-roll.
yeah, because it states that a luck point can be only used on one roll.
But if you reverse it, then that's
yeah. But we're not going down that road.
That rabbit hole. Yeah. And as we look back in the past, that's where the full group wipes happens.
Unless it's going against me, then I will implement any rule I wish, just to make sure that I'm alive. Okay, brilliant.
Implement code alpha.
So you've all got your magic points back, and you will have your luck points back, and you're feeling very pecker and on form as you slowly make your way back to your house. Let me just do this.
Not a house, it's a manse.
And you should see your
yes.
You
should,
yeah.
Home sweet home.
Yeah. I'm just going to drag Billy Bear on, because he will be with you.
Paramore, you did use like a spell to let everybody know, Bianca know, that we're expecting dinner when we arrive home, right? You gave her a little paging.
Did you ask me to?
I thought it was implied.
You're just going to have to imply better in future. And I'm going to have to learn that spell.
Yeah.
That.
What is that spell? I don't even know what that spell is.
I don't know that spell exists, but if not, we'll have to figure that out.
Message? No?
Message would probably do it if that's in this. Yeah, could well be.
Yeah, my arcane knowledge is 0, so.
Can we leave the bear outside to cut the grass?
You don't have any grass. It's just barren around your necro house. Anyway, so when you are approaching your house, you notice that there's no lights on, and there's no smoke emanating from the chimneys or anything like that. And as you get closer and you look through the slatted boards on the windows, there seems to be no life in the house at all. Although you do remember quite clearly hiring 3 people. I think you hired, did you not?
2.5. I mean, Bianca and Louis were sort of like long term, and then Mary Jo was a temporary help.
Yeah.
While we searched for her boyfriend, Bear.
So you walk round the manor, and there's no life at all. So, and it's only when you come near the front door that something happens. And
Surprise!
All of a sudden you on the door, the wood changes before your eyes to a mouth, and the mouth says, "Greetings, I am here to tell of your heroic tales. We wait at the tavern in Snow Deep."
What? Okay.
Why is our door talking to us, Caramore?
Well, it's a fairly simple spell.
I don't remember eating any mushrooms.
I mean, it's beyond me, but it's still
okay.
So simple.
Just to rule this out, you didn't do this as a fun surprise.
Oh no. That's a rank 2 spell. I'm not capable of rank 2 spells. Just
okay. Well, I don't understand your gibberish now.
Right.
We see within arcane scholastics.
Racive goes near the door and it says, "Greetings, I am here to tell you of your heroic tales. We wait at the tavern in Snow Deep."
Tavern in Snow Deep.
That spell requires several weaves to make it work, is what I'm effectively trying to say to you here.
You have to walk another day.
It's just...
Oh, God.
All I want
But the mouth will just talk. You can still open the door and go in.
I want to test his theory and reach up to grab the doorknob and try and open the door.
Yeah, you can open the door, but as you go near the door, you hear, "Greetings, I am here to tell of your heroic tales.
Abrasive,
We
we need
wait
new
at
door."
the tavern in Snowdeep."
Wait, Karamore, can you undo this? Can you can you
Dispel magic.
Can you undo
Well,
magic?
I've already pointed out that this spell is currently beyond my capabilities. What do you think the odds are on removing this spell is inside those capabilities?
Well, I mean,
I'd love to
it's
say
hard
yes,
to make
I can do
something.
Why don't we
but-
have you around?
Isn't it easier to break a spell than it is to make one?
It's generally easier to break most things than it is to make one. I mean, in this instance, what we really need to do is get rid of the door. That would do the job.
Okay, well, we want our door. Ida, does Nisa know
Greetings.
anything?
I'm here to tell you of your heroic tales. We wait at the tavern in Snowdeep.
Okay, Tavern Snowdeep, got it.
Unfortunately, I don't. But I
I
would.
thought you had dispel magic.
No. Oh. Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
I'm sure
So I
you
do,
cast
yes.
it on
Yes,
Billy
I do.
Bear.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, I do. In which case, I shall grab my holy symbol, wiggle my fingers
I
intricately.
think your
at
holy
the
symbol
door.
should be Bell.
Just grab me by the leg.
The first spell of the day. Within 15-foot radius. I need an intensity of it. I would have thought.
It was intensity 1. Sorry.
Would that just dispel any
Let's have a
intensity 1 or below?
That's what dismissal ongoing spells does nothing to magic eliminates blah blah blah. Exception to magic items victims beguiled by spells such as charm and caposis.
No, I'm reading it. It's all right. Dispel magic eliminates all other magic in the area of effect with a magnitude less than the spell's intensity.
In which case,
So at intensity 1, it's only going to do rank 0 or magnitude 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would do that to intensity 2, which would be 2 magic points, won't it?
Yes, it certainly would be. So anything of
1.
rank 1. I just need to check on my spell.
Rank 17.
Yeah. So my rank spell is a rank 2 mage spell, and I can cast it at higher intensities. You would know this, Karamore, don't you?
I already said it was a rank 2 spell.
You did. So
does that mean it's intensity 2? In a rank 2?
Well, yes, and plus it can also be boosted by +1. The cost is +1 per additional intensity, so I can increase the intensity if I wish.
Okay, well, I'll increase my intensity of that spell by another 1. I can't imagine somebody leaving a message would put like an intensity 4 or 3 on that.
Ha!
Depends how much they want to annoy you.
That's
yeah. So you cast dispel magic, and the mouth no longer appears as you go near the door.
I'm now going to rest for the rest of the night to
Yeah.
get my magic points back.
I could have done that, I could have done that. It would have taken me a month of intense research, but I could have done it.
So it's about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night. So remember, we're in the northern hemisphere, up near the Arctic Circle, so to speak, because of the So it's getting dark now, or it's already, lights have been lit probably in Snowdeep, but of course your house is in darkness. Do you wish to go in?
We should.
Well, yeah.
But while we're getting things lit back up and hopefully looking for our workers and getting food ready if we can't find them, what do we know about Snow Deep? Have we any of us been there?
Snow Deep is the
That's the
village
town
that
where
you
we first
started
came
in.
into.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've all been there. We have firsthand experience. Okay.
Yeah.
I spent almost more time there than we spent here, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
If
just
you
wanted
look
to
at
make sure.
If you look at the distance, there's lots of like exclamation marks for all the side quests we've got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It never had a name. But
But it's always had wizards
That's
that are
since happening.
sketchy there. Not every
yeah.
wizard minus Caramore has been very sketchy in that town.
I
think it's
I think that was an
included.
unnecessary qualification. I just think every wizard.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head into your house, your base, and it looks like it has that coldness of an empty house, as if it's not been lived in for some time. You notice that when any of the fires should be, there's not even embers, glowing embers.
So what you're saying is, as soon as we left the front door and went
They
on this
just
quest,
left.
they buggered off. Yeah.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just describing.
Or
the
they
scene.
died from old age.
Or
immediately.
or a more concerning thing is what we saw in the woods. Bandits going around stealing people. There might be more than just those few that we slaughtered.
Great.
As in our help could be kidnapped or old napped.
All the ones that we killed, their previous if they've been gone this long, those bandits' previous victims could have been our staff, and we met them after they delivered them.
Well, when we first came to this village, weren't there undead in the tavern?
Yes,
Those were
People that
skeleton
dressed as
men.
undead in the town.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Skeleton men. Sorry.
that's right. They were the followers of the necromancer.
That's
I
right.
have one of their amulets still at the bottom of my backpack.
Well,
I mean, amulet's a stretch, but
I've gone to my hammock in the dining room.
why?
You do notice that the kitchen, it looks like it's been tidied up before anybody has left. So there's no sort of like rotting food or anything like that. Everything looks very neat and tidy, and that there's no mess in the kitchen at all, or in any of the other rooms. You do notice, if you gave your odd job man, who's called
Not Billy Bear. You're talking about Louis, our butler?
Louis,
yes,
that would be him.
yeah, Louis.
Oh, I didn't know he was our odd job guy. I called him our butler, but I think you're
Yeah,
right. He just does anything.
Yeah, butler and odd job man. He acts. Some of the jobs that you had asked him to do have been completed, but not the complete list.
So we didn't at least we didn't hallucinate that we had staff. They've done something, so they were real.
Definitely.
So the question is, where is our staff? Who is wanting us to meet them at the tavern in Snow Deep? And how you doing, Billy? You doing okay?
Yeah, he's sort
Keeping
of like
cool?
on the way back. Did you give any information to Billy about Mary Jo or not?
I feel like as we're traveling and during like meal times, we should probably be trying to reinforce his memories. So Belle would want to keep trying to be like, okay, so do you remember Mary Jo, your girlfriend, your life? You had a life in Snow Deep, I think.
Yeah, and he sort of like he sort of gets glimpses back of snapshots from his memory, but he thinks the words Mary Jo mean something to him, but he gets he's looking forward, he's eager to meet this Mary Jo, to see what they had or what they could have had. And he sort of like is looking around and says, you know, things like, is this where Mary Jo lives? Are we going to go and see Mary Jo? And Jesse Ida has been clinging to you at all times, and it is always sort of like eager to know about her parents, her mom, what might have happened, where you're going now, are you there yet? Things like that. But yeah, Billy and Jesse seem to be fine at the moment.
Do you feel the urge to pull some gems out of our backpacks and go, this is your mum? This is dad.
Apart from, I think Belle, the rogue, has all the gems. I think.
Yes.
I am the bank, first off.
Yeah, not the
and yeah,
rogue,
if you do, you want a gem, Ida?
No, you're fine, thank you.
Because you can hold on to one if you
quite
want.
harsh. No. I trust you implicitly.
Okay,
cool. That's the other thing.
Could you hold on to this P45 from Mary Jane as well?
Yeah.
Sure.
In classic fantasy, they're called thieves. In classic fantasy imperative, they're called rogues.
Ah.
And you also have thief acrobats in classic fantasy, which I think.
And I'm considered a rogue now. Oh wait, no, rogue title or thief title? I guess I am a thief.
If you rank 2.
Yeah, I'm either a rogue or a thief. I'm working towards being a master rogue or master thief.
Let's see, what are you?
I think because I'm part of the Thieves Guild, I would be a thief, right?
Rogue is just spin. It's just attempting to rebrand to improve your public image. That's all that is.
So you can either be called a rogue or a thief. So you have rogue titles and you have thieves titles. So cut purse, burglar, thief, master thief, or scamp, scoundrel, rogue.
Scallywag.
I haven't heard that word for ages. Scallywag. I'm going to try to use that. So yes, you can be you're going to be either or.
I think I started as a rogue so that I would be at level 0. I was a scamp.
Yes,
but then I went over to be a thief.
You've progressed over to the thieves chart. So what do you wish to do?
Well, unless anybody disagrees, I think we should make some food, get settled in for the night, and head to Snow Deep in the morning.
I agree with that. I could do
sounds like a good plan.
Bit devotion to my mistress.
Yep. You go to your worship area. Caramore, you go up to your little laboratory. Brasive, you go down in the basement, and I'll go to where I hide.
Yeah.
In the rafters.
We're just going to attempt to use the cauldron in the kitchen to try to make some sort of stew or something.
Do you have a cooking skill?
I have survival. Is that the same thing?
Is that boiling water?
Yeah. Well, your survival skill. Ooh, Phil, 43 out of 40. Nice. Oh, hang on. He's got his augmentation on from the bless spell.
No. Oh no!
Do you want to pray over our meal before he starts cooking?
Do you want to bless?
If he's cooking, we might need a prayer.
If I'm going to sleep, I will bless him.
Bless us.
He seems Brasive sort of like goes outside and
well, take your time over it.
Quickly, he sort of like grabs a bit of dead squirrel and brings it back in and sticks it in the cauldron with some leaves and herbs that he finds lying around. There's a couple of potatoes and a carrot, and you sort of like make up a passable stew. It's not
I've got travel rations. I'm okay. I've got travel rations.
I'm just going to check the cupboard, see if there's any bread and cheese, maybe.
Yeah, Calmore, it's not up to your fine cuisine standards. That
definitely not.
Yeah, but Billy Bear seems to enjoy it as well. Jesse just eats some bread, and that's it. And yeah, and
might do cheese on toast actually. Just Put some cheese on a bit of bread and then just cast a heat spell on it.
Yeah, and melt it a bit. And you sleep through the night and gain your magic points and everything back up.
I'm good to get Jessie to sleep with in my room, so she feels safer in this strange house.
That's nice.
On the floor in the corner.
Yeah,
facing the wall,
tied up. Yeah,
you feel safer that way.
Does this cloth smell like chloroform?
So when you go to the town, to Snowdeep the next day, the village, are you taking Billy and Jessie with you?
I don't think taking a bear into town is going to be good.
Well, he's a person right now.
Oh, he's a person now, is he?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a whole town full of people who can make him angry.
Yeah,
okay.
The more exposure to people, the more likely we are to see bear.
But who in this group put Billy back to sleep in one pebble throw?
That's true.
It's me.
I like that.
So
there was a silence.
Full responsibility for everything that Billy does. That's cool. We're okay with that.
No, I feel like it's better to bring everybody to town and hope that the locals aren't just raving lunatics. Maybe we can get him back to his Mary Jo and he'll be happy and maybe the curse will be broken. Have we seen him be a bear since we killed that bear?
We welcome. We absolutely welcome your willingness to take responsibility for Billy. That's it's absolutely, it's marvelous of you. Thank you very much for that. We are all very grateful.
That's why they call me the bank.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just to let you, Billy has not changed into bear form at all during the journey back to the manor. And one thing you do notice, however, is when you wake up in the morning, there's definitely the smell of bacon and coffee and like muffins, and you can hear what appears to be a slight hammering noise outside somewhere within the walled fence.
Can I just stop 1 second?
Yeah.
When you said, and when you wake up, Billy's not changed to a bear for a while, but when you wake up, you do notice a smell of, I thought, it's been bear shit. Sorry.
Yeah. No. The smell of coffee.
Got it.
And you do come down to the kitchen, and I forget her name now. What's your cook's name?
Bianca,
that's it. Is busy humming and making the food, and Mary Jo is in one of the rooms busy stoking up the fire in preparation, and she's probably in this hammock room here. And yeah, so you sort of like come down, and Bianca sort of like says, I thought you would be back. I've made breakfast for you all. And
what? Where were you yesterday? Where were you?
How did you know we'd be back today?
Well, and she looks slightly guilty, and she says, we were at the tavern, all of us, because there's something quite fantastic at the tavern. We go every night now to see it. It's absolutely brilliant. And, well, I don't want to spoil your surprise, but I know you are all going to love it. And at that moment, Billy Bear walks into the kitchen, and Mary Jo says, Billy? And we'll pause there for our break, because it's past, dead on the dot. So we will be back at quarter to the hour. So make sure you nip off, grab some food and snacks, and come back in 15 minutes. And we'll be back.
That makes perfect sense. We don't want to go into
and to be fair, being a cleric, you don't need to use spells. You don't hit things.
That's true.
Clerics are always they always seem multi-class to me, even though they're not, because they get those spells, but they also, and it's not as if it's just healing spells. You know, there's some.
Everybody looks at clerics and thinks, "Oh, I don't want to just be the healer." Well, no, but clerics are frontline fighters who can also heal, and then they get things like flame strike, spiritual hammer. They're just a really good class.
It's a paladin basically now in this game.
And that's
it's an old school Beck Me cleric, but I mean they always were frontline fighters.
And I think the nice thing about it is that a magic user, a mage, could be a really good fighter with their weapon, but of course
like a spell sword.
Yeah, but they can't wear that armor because. I mean that armor spell.
The armor spell is great.
Yeah,
but it doesn't really compare once you level up, because the other people, the armor spell compares very nice to low level armors, but once you get up to your tank fighter wearing full plate mail, the armor spell's a bit dodgy then.
Yeah. What is full plate?
I don't know, it's got to be good though.
7 armor points.
7, I thought a bit more like 8, but yeah, cool.
I was guessing 6, so I'm glad I didn't say that out loud.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Embarrassing.
Yep. What's scale?
Hold on, I'm at the table up earlier.
Scale's 4. That's what I wear.
So armor is the equivalent of scale then.
Scale's 4.
Yeah.
Full plate goes to 8.
Yeah, 8 is full plate.
I thought it was.
Yeah. Plate mail is 7. Full plate is 8. And the nice thing about classic fantasy is that armor does not affect your initiative.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't count towards your encumbrance either, unless you're carrying a set. Then it does, But there's no armor penalty. While in Mythras there is an armor penalty. So if you're wearing full plate, you're not going first in a month of Sundays.
Which is why Hash
barely
wears
mobile
pajamas.
rock.
Yes. So everybody is congregating in the kitchen. And if you remember, Bianca is saying, was talking about the wonderful tavern and how there's a great surprise there for you. And she sort of says,
can I ask before we get there, can I ask Bianca, who put the message on our door?
Oh, she says, that's your surprise. And she sort of she lifts up a penny and covers her mouth, and sort of you see her eyes all screwed up as if she's giggling behind the penny. And she drops it down and says, don't worry, it's a nice surprise. A nice surprise.
Is it for everybody?
I hate bards.
Yes, it's for you all. And she sort of carries on. She sort of says, I hope you don't mind, but we've been down at the tavern staying out quite late. Well, me and Louis have. And you notice there's a faint blush in her cheeks.
Tell me less.
Are you and Louis stepping out?
No.
Late at night, all you hear is Louis.
No.
This will not make the podcast. Can I just? While all that is happening, and Louis is still hammering on one of the windows, you notice that Billy Bear and Mary Jo are just sort of looking at each other, and he sort of looks at her and says, Mary Jo, and he almost looks at you, Belle, in order to get acknowledgement that this is her. He doesn't seem to recognize her, but he's assuming from what people told him that this would be Mary Jo.
I'll give him a nod and a wink.
there's like a house of love at the moment, I tell you. And she sort of like, she gets up from sweeping the embers and sort of like goes towards him, and it looks like she's about to hug him, but as she gets close, he just takes a slight step back, and then he sort of like looks around and without saying anything, he just turns and goes out the door. And Sammy Joe,
give him time, girl. For the God's sakes, don't pressure him.
yeah, and yeah, Calmore says that, and Bianca says, he's right, Missy. Let him have time, love. Just let him have time. And she sort of like, Bianca looks at you, Caramore, as if she's quite impressed that you had that level of niceness.
He's more sensitive than you think. Yeah, it's nothing to do with not wanting to see a bear in a kitchen.
A life experience. And Bianca says to you, oh, you will come to the tavern tonight, won't you?
You know what, Bianca, for you, we will. But please, if you leave the house, leave the lights on.
Leave all the candles burning.
Yeah, but not the lights that burn down the house.
We'll go through an awful lot of candles that way.
Just leave one at the door.
Maybe just when you leave the house, make sure you leave a fire banked at least in the dining room, say. So that we can light a fire when we get in.
That's a good point, Master Caramore. We will do that.
Maybe just a single candle burning in one of the front windows to guide us home.
Yeah, she says. She says, I had a cousin once who could actually send word back to the house that when they would be returning, so they could get everything prepared.
I looked up that sort of magic actually after your comment, Belle. I believe from where we were, I would have needed an intensity of roughly 2,500 to get the message here.
And Bianca says, don't you worry, Master Caramore. He was a powerful mage, a very powerful mage.
Yes, I'm sure he
you'll
was.
get that. You'll get that one day. Muffin?
I'd rather you didn't call me that.
No, these be muffins.
He will accept a muffin, yes.
Muffin or crumpets. You can have either or both.
What would Louis say about that?
The crumpet to Billy.
And she busies herself at the table, etc. And she says, just to let you know, the tavern is no longer open all day, would you believe? It's only open in the night, on the night when it gets dark. And you won't believe this. Like the whole village goes. Everybody is there. Oh,
who's moved into the tavern?
Oh,
vampire by the sound of it.
She says,
his name is the Stringfellow.
I can't tell you that. we are sworn to secrecy. But
why?
Well, because Miss Belle, it's a surprise. And you don't tell other people about their surprises.
What enemies do we have?
You have a lot.
Let's start naming our friends.
Yeah.
That's going to take a lot less time, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. Braves is going to shovel a handful of bacon into his mouth. Just stop watering down the ale.
Oh, I have to say, Master Brasive, that tavern is changed. Oh, we go every night. Everybody flocks there every single night. It's absolutely wonderful. And well, I don't want to spoil the surprise for you because
it's sounding more like a mantra now, isn't it?
You're going to love it. I tell you. you're going to be so pleased.
Okay, Bianca, we get the message, my friend. We will go tonight, and we'll have a look ourselves.
Oh, and yeah, and how? Tell me how have you released the hot springs? Can we go there? And she looks out the window as Louis walks past, and you see her give a slight smirk and a grin, and maybe even a wink.
I'm gonna just wave my arms like, no, we're talking. Don't look out the window.
We have Bianca.
The hot
Remember,
the monster's
no heavy
been
touching
defeated
in the
at hot
water.
springs. However, there is there is a development going on at the springs now, so probably won't be open to the public for a little while yet.
Oh, the hotel, yeah.
Oh,
we killed the giant frog. We slayed some bandits. You guys, we destroyed a froglodyte tribe that was feeding people to the frog.
The problem with these troglodyte menaces, though, is there's always a chance of them recurring. So it'll take a little while before we're sure the area's clear.
Oh,
I don't know. They were all fleeing.
Yeah, we cleared the area. Unless there's some tadpoles behind.
We have plenty of time. We will be able to go. Once the snow's melted and the fresh breeze of spring arrives, in that time when new life appears, and everybody gets a bit frisky.
Stop looking out the window.
I'm sure you've got a couple of years left in you yet.
And she tightens her apron a little.
Stick that I had.
Brasive stands up. He says, "I'm gonna go in my room and polish my axe."
Oh my lord!
We didn't need to know that.
And it's sort of like as Brasive goes up the stairs, you get used to the confines of your building, your manor house, and whenever you talk to Bianca or Louis throughout the day, there seems to be this. They seem to be in awe of the tavern and of your surprise, and you're just. Everything seems so perfect, and she before you leave, she makes a light meal, and she sort of like comments that you need something in your stomach before you head down. And
to be honest, I want to be going there early.
So I wanted to do something before we head out there as well.
So Ida, you want to go down early. What does Belle want to go do?
I was hoping to get either Karamor or Ida to go with me to the I don't think I interacted with them directly, but they were characters we made friends with last adventure. I want to say there's like an apothecary lady that we saved and her witch mistress.
That was Nightshade.
Nightshade, that's right.
Now they don't live in Snowdeep.
So they wouldn't be like a detour.
If I remember rightly.
If you have a look on the map,
Nightshade, Alchemist, Marsh Willows.
Yeah. So if you call up your little map.
Oh yeah, that would be kind of way out of the way.
Yeah,
is that the one south of the Knot Sturges?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then your house is to the west, and then Snowdeep is up at the top, and you can see where the mine is up at the top as well. Yeah. So
that dashes my plan. So I'll go to my backup plan, which would just be following Karamor around, asking him questions about if he knows about anti-poison, or if he has any anti-poisons, or a spell about anti-poison books, maybe.
So you go for it.
Karamor is happy to respond by, in an attempt to shut Belle up, rattling off as much detailed arcane alchemical lore as he can possibly get.
Okay.
Really going into
I've got great hearing.
The Latin names of things and
So
and formulae.
Let's do an opposed roll here. So, Calmore, you can use your arcane knowledge, and Bell, you can use your willpower.
I was thinking my law of alchemy, because since that's
whatever you would like to talk
it's a
about.
lower skill, but it makes more sense to me in this
Yeah.
instance, because that's what I'm actually talking about.
Oh, right.
You had to do it, didn't you?
No, it's
well, that would mean you won there if it's opposed, right?
Yeah, it's opposed roll. So
yes, it's not quite low enough.
Caramore, you win the opposed roll, and Bell, after a few blabbles and random words from Caramore, you get bored of him and his posh words and convoluted, and see a butterfly fly by or something like that, and immediately Ida, you head into town, and you notice something strange in the sense that the tavern that is called, it has a name now, I think
Scaly Boy Bar.
That's right.
So the village is called Snow Deep, and the tavern is called Snow Tavern.
Oh, I thought you were going to say snowed in for a second.
Hey,
that would have
like Snow Tavern.
Oh, that's so much better.
That's so much better.
Yeah, that is good.
You can call it whatever you wish. I don't know.
Snowden.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's like the local nickname. It's actually called
good
Snow
names
Tavern.
for things. Making good names for things is difficult. It's Snow Joke.
I do have a bum tiche. I don't have yeah. So Ida, as you approach Snow Deep, you notice that the snowed in is almost like closed up, and it used to be open all
the time. Yeah, how about shops around? Are the shops open?
Oh yes. Everything else is open, and there seems to be a busyness about the village, and people are going about their daily tasks, but the tavern seems to be, the doors shut, the shutters are upon the windows, you go around the back, everything is closed up. You do notice that outside there seems to be almost like heavy footfall around the entrance, as if people have been stood there in the past, maybe queuing to get in. But it definitely seems to be a popular place.
Where's the rubbish for this place? Where's it kept? The trash? Trash heap?
Yeah, so you can't see anything that's been left outside the tavern at all. There's some empty barrels that still have the hole in it from the tap that are being knocked into it, and there seems to be the odd apple or something like that that's been tossed out, that seems to be a little bit moldy and rotten.
Okay. I'm going to knock on the door.
Of Snow Inn?
Yep.
Yeah, you sort of like, and there seems to be no reply or anything, and this little boy who's watching you, and he seems to be playing with a stone. He looks about 7 or 8, and he turns around to you and says, "It's not open, mister. It's not open. It'll open tonight, mister. And then you can go in tonight."
What's so special about this inn, young boy?
It's not special. I just know it doesn't open until it gets dark, mister.
Right.
Why is that? Why has it changed since then? And I'm going my voice is a bit deeper and going with the Mister thing.
He says, I'm a boy. He says,
I'll hold out a couple of coins from low denomination, and I'll say, "But you are a boy, young man. But you see
takes the
things.
coins.
You see things. You see what happens. This inn used to open all the time. Why did it close? Why is it only open at night time now?"
He sort of like looks around a little bit nervously, and he sort of like comes in close with your coins in his hand, and
Picks my purse.
he says, I have no idea, and turns and runs as fast as he can.
Right, I'd like to cast a spell at this point.
Smite him.
Yeah,
Flame pillar.
flame strike. Nada. Spiritual hammer.
Yeah, the rest of the Snow Deep seems to be quite bustling. Is there anything else you would like to do while you're here?
Well, I suppose with
I
my
have a few
robe
things.
pulled around my face, I'd probably go to one of the shops and ask them exactly the same questions. You know,
Yeah, just
when
roll.
did the inn change?
Yeah,
Sorry.
so roll your perception check to see whether or not you notice anything as you come in. Yes, 52 out of 57. That's good. As you come into the shop, you notice straight away that they're talking about the tavern, and they're saying things like, "Oh, fantastic ale there, isn't it?" And then they say, "Oh, last night it was unbelievable." And then somebody else says, "I know. Who would have thought all that from a lute? Oh, it was heaven. It was like angels playing in heaven. It was absolutely wonderful." What kind of shop did you go into?
Whichever the closest one was.
What would you like it to be?
I would like it to be
The pickle shop. The pickle shop.
give me one second, a pickle shop. Yes.
Okay. Herbs and spices is the closest to that. And so somebody, the proprietor turns round, and you know he's in charge because he's got an apron on. He says, "Would you like some pickles?"
Only if they're Mister. No, I don't know. Why not? I'm fairly new here, but I seem to remember the tavern across the road used to be open all day. I was hoping to get a good.
Do you have a disguise skill, or
No?
you just put your hood up?
Yeah, put my head up because if a boy came over and said, "Hey, Mister," clearly.
Yeah, I think it was more because of your armor.
Yeah,
your big shield, and he thought you were a paladin. Are paladins male? Is there a paladin equivalent, or female paladins called paladins as well? I don't know whether or not it was paladin, paladins, and paladines, or something like that.
I think it's pronounced the same, but I have seen it spelt with an E on the end for female.
Really?
Whether that is proper or not, I don't know. I just know that when I first started playing, we had a player who always ran female characters, and he always spelt it with an E when they were paladin. So no, I don't know if that was just him.
Interesting.
Sorry, what did Ida ask about the?
I've not been here for a while, but the inn across the road used to open during the day, and I'm thirsty for an ale. What?
The inn not be open until tonight. You can come along, and because for the grand performance every night about 8 bells. Oh, you'll love it. And he sort of like he looks around. Let me make a perception check to see whether or not he recognizes you from when you're all in the town.
I shall ready a fireball.
81, he fails, so he's not actually recognizing you. He says, we have this wonderful group of heroes, and they're out helping us now. And the stories are lyrical. Are you coming tonight? 8 o'clock, 8 bells?
Yeah, I think I might. I might bring my friends with me as well. Because I am... No. Yeah.
How old are your friends?
Well, they're about my age, youngish.
All right. Any nice females coming in?
Well, there are 2.
Oh, he rubs his hands together. Can't wait.
There's Bracevi and
Bracevi. And the lady in the queue says, "Are you going to get me my pickles or not?" "Oh yes, don't worry, Margaret. Here's your pickles, and say hello to your husband for me when you get home. Oh, he's probably still asleep. You know, a lot of them sleep to way past noon now." And the conversation continues about how great this the Snow Inn tavern is now. Sorry, the Snow Inn is now fantastic.
I'm going to head back to the house and inform everybody that there's some kind of beguiling thing going on at the inn, I think. Either that or it's got some amazing marketing, but yeah, it doesn't open at all during the day, and everybody in the town is talking about it.
And you gave money to the poor, didn't you?
And I gave money to the poor while I was there. Yes.
You gave our money?
Well, strictly speaking, it was my goddess's money. And yes.
Our goddess's money?
Yeah. Have faith. If you giveth, it shall come back in multitudes.
Tenfold.
That too.
Okay, so the big question, as the day passes, Bianca makes for you an early supper, and when you go down to see her, you notice that she's changed her dress, and she doesn't have her apron on. She has this brightly colored pinafore dress with what appears to be a red sash round it, and she's sort of like it's been pulled in at the waist to make everything on top
tight as possible,
bulge out somewhat. And you even notice that Louis has what appears to be a new white shirt, like an undershirt, all baggy on. They haven't seen Mary Jo or Billy Bear all day, but
and so paying them enough to buy new clothes.
So the big question is, what are you going to take or be wearing when you go to the tavern tonight?
Earplugs.
I'm going to take umbrage at the idea that we're apparently overpaying our staff.
Well, she didn't say she had bought it.
That's true.
Going clubbing every night, though. That's really money to
Brace is probably going to get bored of everyone talking to little kids about a place that's not open, and he's going to see if there's a blacksmith in town, or if he knows there's a blacksmith in town, go to the blacksmith in town.
There will be a blacksmith in town, but it is closed at the present moment in time.
Everything we're at our house, I'm presuming still.
Yeah, it seems that everybody is prepping for going to the Snow Inn tonight. So I'd have shared
that the guy had said it might be about us, the bard.
Yeah.
So, do any of you guys know any bards?
I don't.
I hate bards.
Okay, that's what I thought. And Braceve, you're not a fan of the fine arts. I know you keep trying to argue that in off scene.
not a fan, but I taught myself one time piano at a late age.
Right, right. Anyways, I have a feeling that either this is going to be something where our good deeds are actually paying off for the first time, and that's awesome, or I'm afraid that maybe some of our enemies may have come back to deal with us, and this might just be somebody pinpointing us. So, Karamor doesn't know anything about poisons, apparently. Does Nisa protect from poisons? Are we certain that we're going to live through this if
Sadly, Nisa has not taught me her ways about poisons.
Why?
Because she's the ability to cure wounds.
Fine, fine, okay.
Bell is not pleased with the spellcasters in this.
They
don't see.
If you told me you wanted protection from poisons, then maybe I could have done something. You should have said.
Yeah, well, I get these thoughts last minute when we arrive home and our front door is talking to us about.
That doesn't give me time to create alchemical potions. I could have created a counter potion for poisons if you told me last week.
We were prepared. We didn't even know about our last quest last week.
I don't see. I failed to see.
I don't know if we've known you for an entire week.
Okay, well, the good news at least is Brasive will probably be fine if we all get poisoned.
I'll be fine.
So
I grew up testing myself in poisons.
The question is, what are you wearing and carrying to the tavern? That's the first thing I would like to know. For example, are you wearing your armor?
I will be.
And
because it is too strange.
And are you just going in full armor and full weapons for night in the tavern?
Bracewell will have his chainmail under his clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it, and nothing too crazy. But he'll just grab it. He'll just probably have his great axe with him. He won't have the other things.
Okay.
Well, I'm a cleric of Nisa.
Getting paranoid since he met with these people, so he's always wearing his armor.
Huh?
First thing he does when he gets up in the morning, cast armor.
Cast armor, yeah.
So just do your casting roll.
Do it. Yeah. Now, can I take time over this and make it easier?
Well,
I know what my dice are like.
I really just need to know if it fumbles or crits. That's what I'm looking at.
No, it just fails.
It just fails.
Can you take time over that?
Yeah, you could take time over it, which is
so
fine.
if I took time over that, then it didn't fail. But
yeah, so
just can't concentrate.
You sort of like so you still have your armor on. I presume that is for everybody. And Brace, if you're taking your axe, Calmore, I presume you're taking your staff. I'm not too sure if
no one will know I'm a wizard if I don't have my staff.
Yes,
because everybody knows a wizard's staff has a knob on the end.
Yes, yes.
And Ida, what are you taking to the tavern?
I'm going to wear my sorry, 1 second. No, copy's killing me. So I'm going to take I'll be wearing my scale. I've got my mace and I'll be wearing a cloak, as I always do, because that's part of my goddess's trappings.
I just need to make sure for my heat metal spell, that's all. Or the rust monster.
Yeah, and a bucket of water.
and Belle, what are you taking down to the
other people's stuff?
I'm leaving a lot of my treasure stuff and also weird things that I've picked up, like that skull amulet. I'm going to leave a lot of my valuables at the base. That includes the gems. So hopefully I've found a nice spot at some point. I mean, you got to wear your armor at least out in the wild, but do we have like, I presume we have a couple sets of clothes. Would Belle have any like nicer clothes? Or her city clothes?
You probably have different clothes. It's up to you whether or not you want to don your armor on or not.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cavalier about this. I don't want to be looking suspicious, so I'm not gonna bring my leather armor. I'm just gonna wear nice clothes. I'm gonna bring my short sword and my sling. Hopefully, I have a nice belt that I can put both of them on.
Certainly do.
I will bring my lantern though, just because it's gonna get dark.
I thought you were going to say your lance then.
I'm gonna bring my lance, of course.
So, as you walk down to the tavern, you notice Bianca and Louis a little way in front, holding hands once they leave the premises of your manor. And you notice as you go towards the tavern that everybody seems to be filing in from the rest of Snow Deep, and the windows are, the shutters have been taken down, the doors open, and you hear the laughter and the enjoyment as you get closer and closer. And when you actually go into the tavern, it is absolutely packed. Absolutely packed. You would have thought the whole of Snow Deep is in this tavern. And there seems to be more maids on duty bringing ale round to everybody. And you notice that the owner of the tavern, who you do know as somebody who is called Jack Tapp, you know this from beforehand. He seems to be ordering people around and making sure that the ale and the beer is flowing, and everybody is laughing and having such a good time. They're clinking their tankards together, they're talking, and everybody seems to be eagerly anticipating something. And that something happens when Orson and Jack Tapp bangs 3 times on the bar, and a hush automatically spreads throughout the tavern. And then from the tavern does have an upper floor, if you remember, with rooms up there, and the actual the chairs, the stairs sort of like come down just here. And as everybody quietens down and everybody just looks up at the stairs, and there's a pause, and it's so quiet you can hear the fire flickering and the bits of coal or sticks splintering as the fire eats through them. And coming down into the room is the most beautiful, you think initially she is elven. If you look in your journals, you should be able to see the picture that I'm showing. I have made sure that you can all see it. You all see it?
Freaking sweet tunes, bro. No, I see it.
You notice she gingerly steps down the stairs as everybody is hushed. And Ida, initially you think she's elven, but then you notice she doesn't have that harshness, that sculptured elven features. And you come to the conclusion that she's maybe half elven rather than of elven blood. And as she comes down, she sort of like smiles and nods at everybody. And you can see everybody is just staring at her in awe and wonder. And she reaches one of the tables and she gently puts one foot on a bar on a stool or chair and rests her lute on it, and she just strums one chord. And you notice everybody smiles and are looking at her intently. And then
Paramore is going to cut the silence as she puts her foot on the stool, and he's going to mutter, but because of the silence, it will carry across the whole room. You know, someone might want to sit on that.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, it does carry across the whole room, and the only person that makes any change to it, you notice that the innkeeper sort of like looks over at you and definitely gives you a firm, stern look as you whisper, but everybody hears it. And then the bard begins to strum and sing along. Through snow and wind they came, the village of Snow Deep to save. They knew not what they could find deep in the mountains, that mysterious mine. With bravery not seen in a year, they battled the wolves and a bear. They descended without a care into the mine where no one would fare. They battled the multiple foes and vanquished the menacing souls, and returning the mine to Snow Deep, they allowed the inhabitants to sleep. And then she turns and gestures to your table, and she says, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the marvelous, the fearless, the mighty, the brave, the party we all know as the amazing Flabbergasters. And a huge roar comes out of the tavern, and everybody turns to you, and there's rapturous applause and various shouts of Flabbergasters, yeah! And as the applause slowly comes to an end, you notice that the tavern returns to its jolliment. And you notice that the bard seems to be going round table to table, and everybody's eagerly shaking her hand and having private, they seem to be giggling about in jokes or reminiscing about the past, or saying, do you remember last night, or thank you so much for this. And yeah, and the whole tavern comes back to life after the bard's song. Yes.
Is there any sort of sense in the air? Any sort of, I suppose I don't have to detect magic, but is there
I'm so tempted to cast detect magic.
yeah, well, I was going to cast dispel magic and see what happened. Or
Well,
is she,
perhaps
or do I
the
think she's very
casters started.
charismatic?
Hang on, lots of people talking.
Sorry.
Are we casting spells, Caramore and Ida?
You know, I've just remembered I've got this magic ring, so I'm just going to put the ring of detect magic on.
That's right.
I should have done that before she started singing, but never mind.
Yeah. So the only magic that you see in the room is anything that your party is carrying, if they've got magical items. There doesn't seem to be anything else in the actual room that is magical, or nothing's revealing itself as magical.
So
He's now be able to see if she tries to put influence on us.
She's obviously very charismatic then. Obviously more sheep.
One of Brace's passions is being conceited. I wonder, should I roll that?
No,
Why,
that's just
why is that his
terrible.
passion?
It appeals. Caramel's torn. He hates bards, but she's appealed to his vanity, so he really is torn.
Does he have a passion against bards?
He doesn't know. That's just a role.
Oh, I think
a
you
role-playing thing.
need.
It's not one of his passions. So the vanity probably wins out.
I think if you hate bards, I think we should definitely have a passion.
I might need to add that. Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. That could lead to some very interesting encounters.
Well, if she's evil, do we have a horse? Because we can tie to the front of that and use it as barding.
No.
No, no. There we go.
So two people come over to your table. The first person is like a barmaid, and she comes over with 4 tankards of ale that she comes over and sort of like plonks them on the table. And she seems
that should
to
do for Braceive, but how about something for the rest of us?
And she just seems to pop the tankards on the table, and Braceive, she gazes at you because you're quite a formidable presence in a room, no matter what, especially with your huge great axe with you. And Caramore, you do not gain the same look. She almost like she seems to be unimpressed with the length of your staff or anything like that, and she's just sort of like looks down and turns her nose up slightly and turns with a huff and walks away. And as she walks away, the lady who's been singing comes past, and they hug each other in fond embrace. And she comes over to the lady who's been singing, and she comes over and she says, "Oh, it's such an honor to meet the Flabbergasters. And thank you so much for coming along to listen to my performance tonight. Well, was it to your liking?"
It was very pleasant. What's your name, if I may ask?
My name is Sweet Tunes. Yes, it is a name that was blessed to me by my mother when she heard my angelic voice.
Bit on the nose, isn't it?
Not shame human or half-elf culture. But why? We've never seen you before. How do you even know our tale?
And why are we called the Flabbergasters?
And why did you leave out the ogre? You got to include the ogre.
I have to say, I have just created the story from what the villagers here have told me. But if there was an ogre, then that definitely requires a verse all to itself. Tell me, and she looks round, who was the person who finally defeated the ogre?
I think it's pretty obvious.
Braceive, but Ida got hit pretty hard, and she got back up through the faith of her goddess.
Yes, definitely you, Braceive, I think you said. You will probably have a verse to yourself as well.
Possibly an entire album, but
swinging that massive weapon around, cleaving ogres left, right. Were there more than 10?
It's kind of hard to tell. Sometimes after you kill one, you kill more than you can imagine. They're all the same.
When my friend Braceive is in his rage, he forgets and just swings in a most professional way. But no, there was just one. I cannot lie. There was just the one ogre.
If there was,
it's just not ogres that we're killing.
If there was one but ogre, I am sure it would be a very large ogre.
Oh, it
Of
was.
course. Taller than this room, really. But you know what they say. The bigger they are, the harder they are to fit into things.
Oh, completely. Jack Tapp comes across and gives Sweet Tunes what seems to be the smallest of sherry glasses. You've never seen anything like this before that has some red liquid in. And Sweet Tune says, "Oh, Jack, thank you so much." And she tilts her head to one side, and he comes down and gives her a peck on her cheek, and she says, "You naughty man." And he sort of like giggles and gives you, Calmore, a hard stare, and goes
Jack, my
on
friend,
away.
before you go, can I ask why don't you open during the day anymore? Because we came to town hoping for a refreshing drink before tonight, and you were closed.
He says, "Well, that'd be easy. I make so much money on the night now, I don't need to stay open all day, and I can get some well-earned rest. But I must admit, it's more Sweet Tunes doing." "Oh, Jack, don't. Not in front of these brave, heroic people. I am just a small, lonely storyteller. That is all." And
I have a request then, Sweet Tunes,
do
for a
believe you're a
story.
bit more than that.
"Oh, aren't you cute?" she
Yes,
says to you, Belle.
Okay, I'm going to climb up and stand on the bar stool.
She reaches up and just tickles you underneath your chin. "Oh, how sweet."
Ruffles ahead.
Yeah. "Oh, you are adorable. You too will have a verse to yourself."
No, I want to know a story, specifically yours. When did you come to this town, and why did you come here?
Such a good question, and one that I have all the time in the world to answer. You see, there was some passing trade from Snowdeep to Willowbridge, and that's where I was. And the story of this brave, heroic group came to my ears, and I thought, that is a group of people I would want to sing about. So
couldn't find them, so she came here.
I naturally made my way straight here and found you three.
So you're from Willowbridge, yeah?
Oh, yes. Well, not.
Did Jessie give us the name of her parents?
No, she just referred her as Mother.
I believe her parents were called Mum and Dad. Yeah.
And she says, I'm not indigenously from Willow Tree Bridge. I am a bard. I travel far and wide.
Well, don't let us keep you.
Telling, and she says, I know where I am not wanted. And she stands up and moves over to the this table, and the group welcomes her in as she sits down, and there's more laughter and happiness in the inn.
What a disgrace. You never did get your story.
Oh, can I just point out that when we first came to this town and we went to the mine to get the strange metal out of there, how they gave us the biggest fanfare and walk off ever. And when we went off on this journey to the hot springs, they did exactly the same thing, didn't they?
I think they were throwing, at one point, they were throwing flowers that actually signified your death. But, you know, it was still nice.
But it's still, it just seems that these townsfolk latch on the shiniest thing.
These town folks.
That is a good point, actually. They do seem to be easy to rile up for their new favorite hero.
That's right.
Which is probably good for us to stay, well, for some of us to stay out of the limelight fully. Interesting. Well, I guess that must mean we're doing the right thing. So we have to turn in our most recent quest, right, guys? The hot springs. Who told us?
Yep.
There's some older guy dropping off Louis and Bianca to their. I guess now we know it's a love shack.
Mayor or something.
The mayor.
Yeah, there's the village leader. He's actually sat at one of the tables. He seems to be having a fun time as well. And you notice him, and one thing you all notice is how Sweet Tunes is almost like working the room. She's definitely going to every table and talking to every person and laughing and joking with them, and carrying her little goblet around with her all the time. And yeah, you can see the leader of the town. Oh, there's something else that you notice as well. Just over in this corner, up in the top right corner, there's two stools up there, and you notice that Billy Bear and Mary Jo are up there talking. He seems to have got some additional clothes on now, and they just seem to be talking, and that's it. Nothing else.
Can I just point out, I really hope this isn't a bearskin rug in front of that fire.
No, it's not.
It's a Billy Bearskin rug.
Well, Ida, I think perhaps you and I should go talk to the elder.
I don't see why not.
If everybody wants to come, they can. But well,
yeah, Britzel will stand up too.
I thought maybe Borisov might want to not be drinking his ale near the village elder if we get lowballed in our quest.
Is that I don't know. Well,
I mean, you brought your axe. I don't want you killing anybody. I just, if you're gonna be,
I'll be fine.
Okay, you'll be fine.
Yeah. The mage is unprotected at the moment. If anybody, Caramor's left on the table by himself, unless Caramor
is drinking. No, Caramor's going to sit there with his nursing his pint of ale.
That's perfectly fine.
And
I just
probably
that
singing quietly to himself, in fact, because he can carry a tune, but he's obviously no match for Sweet Tunes. But nevertheless, he's going to be singing quietly to himself anyway.
Nobody's a match for Sweet Tunes.
Oh, I believe that Carrymore can. Carrymore.
With his 31 sing skill, yes, it's going to be at least as good.
So
back you up with my 26.
I got 32.
In classic fantasy, bards are allowed to augment their roles by their singing or playing a song. So they can, if they've got a high sing, they can use it to augment their own roles or other people's, and then they tend to be either mage, arcane casters, or druid casters, or just downright nasty. The leader is at his table, and he sees you coming across, and of course he knows you and recognizes you, and sort of like waves you over and gets really excited and says, "Tell me, were you successful?"
Yes, my lord, we were.
The hot springs are free, are ours once again.
Well, we did about 3. We're going to start charging, I think. But yes, at the moment they are.
We've destroyed a frog and a bear and some smaller frogs.
He sort of like stands up and shouts at the top of his voice, "The Flabbergasters have been heroes again! The hot springs! We can visit the hot springs again!" And everybody goes, "Yeah!" And Sweet Tunes stands up and says, I think this would be a good time for drinks for everyone. And everybody raises their yeah. And Jack Tap from behind the bar cheers as well and starts to sort of like fill up tankards, and the maids come out, and everything is there's the ale is definitely flowing tonight. And the leader looks at you three sat next to him and sort of like says, "Isn't it wonderful that you have a bard singing all about you?"
Yes.
It's nice. When did she arrive in the town?
Oh, just some days ago.
Interesting.
We have been blessed. I tell you, Jack, the owner of Snowden, is so rich now. So rich. We spend every evening here. It's
which is strange because you never used to.
We
were a functioning town.
Oh, we still function. It's just we have a bit of fun after dark now.
You guys do seem a lot more fun and happy now.
So what do you think about your story? Wasn't that song unbelievable?
Nice. Missed a few points. Didn't really talk about my Ripley muscles or how sharp my axe is.
Oh, the leader
how tall I am.
Sort of like slaps you on the back and says, "Don't worry. She'll get that into a song. Don't you worry."
Remember, the bicep has a vein, and it's very noticeable. So, make sure you're
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, he does tracing it. He says,
nice,
it does. It has a vein there. Belle, can you roll your perception with your exceptionally big ears? Exceptionally good hearing.
It's both, yeah.
And roll it with your noddy instead of your exceptional big ears.
If it makes it one level easier, my great hearing, but I got a 38 out of 53 on a standard.
Thank you. So you notice above the interaction and the happiness in the inn, you catch a glimpse of two people talking, and it doesn't last for very long. But one of them seems to be saying to the other person, "I'm sure I put it in my box, but then it's gone." And somebody else says, "Well, have you just misplaced it?" And the other person says, "No, I searched everywhere. I can't find it at all." And then they move on to another topic. One that says, "Never mind, it'll turn up soon." And then there's
uh-oh, guys. Why don't you guys finish up with your talk with our regarding the payment of the hot springs things? I need to go talk to Caramore. I'm gonna shuffle on over to Caramore.
What was the pay? I'll have to look. I'll have to look back at my notes what the payment was. I thought you were doing it just out the goodness
Not
of
convinced
your
they
heart.
offered us any. I don't remember.
Well, no,
I don't think they offer us any.
No, I think the staff was part of it.
Yeah.
I think
they just kind of. Yeah, they kind of sucked up to us a bit with staff and so forth, and then said, "And there's this stuff that needs doing."
And it turns out the reward was each other, really.
The reward was the bear we met along the way.
Yeah.
I've got nothing in the book.
I think that they just really didn't like how much PDA Bianca and Louis do all of the time. and they're like, "Okay, you've been married for 30 years and you keep pretending you're just falling in love. Please go to the love shack."
Are they actually?
I don't think they're married.
Yeah,
no, I just assumed they were for some reason.
No, I think they're not officially together.
I think
they are.
It might be happening in the springtime.
Ooh,
you never know. And Belle, you've moved back over to Caramore.
Caramore, close.
Nobody knows. Sorry, what?
Caramore, please lean in close as if you're trying to listen.
Okay, he will lean in close as if trying to listen.
I think there's a thief in this building right now.
I'm sitting next to one.
Okay, I think there's 2 thieves in this building, and one of them is not with. Somebody is
They're
robbing
not
these
benefiting
people.
from one of them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm saying that
It'll be
I
her.
overheard somebody speak the words. Somebody's stealing around here, and it's not me. We need to find a thief, punish them. It's our
It'll
town.
be her. Barnes are renowned for it. Always stealing.
She's going around to the tables. That's a classic. That's
Yes. There you go.
like,
See?
that's rank
Perfect
1
cover.
thief stuff. Okay. But what do we do? I don't even know what to do. Everybody loves her. And Ida would just say that we turn the other cheek. So that's why I'm over here with you.
Yeah, well, turn the other cheek. That's not really not my scene.
Exactly.
I think we have to catch her at it, obviously. Solves two birds, one stone. People stop liking her, and the thievery stops. So, although obviously the thievery is the important part.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on both of these. Yeah, no. Even though it'd be nice for.
So you're the sneaky one. Follow her, watch her, catch her at it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Yeah, just cover for me if the others ask. I'm doing normal things.
Absolutely, you're doing normal things. That's what I'll tell them.
Okay. And with that, I'll proceed to try and mingle into the crowd as best I can, and use my hide and shadows as necessary in this maybe dark tavern, maybe not.
As a spell moves away from the table, Kelmore will raise his mug of ale in their direction and say, "Good luck with the normal things."
So, Belle, you need to roll for me. Let's do 2 rolls. Let's do a hiding shadows roll to start off with.
Hide and shadows actually just benefits my stealth. Makes it so if you're trying to see me while I'm in a shadowy area, your perception is 1 level harder.
Oh, that's good.
So that'd be
then.
on
Nice.
you, I think.
Yeah.
So
And then roll your perception against my sleight of hand, which will be an opposed roll. Yeah.
Oh, did you want me to do a stealth first with the hide and shadows? Or?
Do a perception first. Just
Okay.
let's see what you see, and then we can use a stealth roll to see whether or not we catch you.
I do
looking
have
at
sharp-eyed, so this would be 1 level easier.
Oh,
Beautiful.
nice
Wow.
roll.
Normal things.
Nice roll. And
Typical normal things.
her stealth roll was 23. She is not taking anything from anyone, not at all. If anything,
You're just not trusting, Belle.
You actually notice that every now and again she seems to be giving coin out.
What?
And you notice at some point she's sort of like putting coins into the person's hand and sort of like closing it up and says, "You use that wisely. There you go. You look after yourself." And you, as you're moving around the tables, you notice she goes up to somebody, and this husband and wife sort of like says, "Did you like it? Oh, it's delightful. It's so nice. Thank you so much for making it for me. Oh, we just had it lying around and we saw it sat there doing nothing, and we just thought we would give it to you." And she said, "That is so kind. Please." And she opens her coin and sort of like says, "She says, let me give you something for it." And they say, "No, just continue singing and making this Snow Deep such a lovely place." And she moves around to another table, and you're sort of like following behind her. And you know, there's a table full of younger men that often were talking about going into the mine, and she sort of like comes over to them and she says, "Now then, gentlemen," and they all sort of like perk up a bit, and she's saying, "Oh, everybody got a drink?" And they all nod, and one of them says, "Come and join us, Sweet Tunes." And she says, "I know what you want me to do," and the answer is no. And she bobs him on the nose with the finger, and all his colleagues sort of like laugh and joke. And she says, "Well, if there's ever a dance in this place for a festival, I will put all of you on my dance card." And they'll go like this. And she moves off to another table and just hugs the occupants and smiles and says thank you. And they say how wonderful she is. And the leader you've been telling the leader all about your exploits. And they do you mention Jesse?
No.
No. And he sort of like
well, the reason I'm saying no is because this bar's come from Willow.
Willowbridge.
Yeah, Willowbridge. And Jesse's from Willowbridge. Just seems too much for coincidence.
Yeah, you know the bard she said she had come from Willowbridge, but she wasn't indigenous to Willowbridge. She's a bard, and so she's probably passed through. And the leader says, "Oh, it'd be so nice when Sweet Tunes adds this to the saga that she's writing for you. It's going to be such a wonderful thing." Belle, you go round watching Sweet Tunes at each table, and you are 100% sure she's not picking pockets or stealing anything. If anything, like I said, she seems to be very generous, and everybody seems to, and I know, Caramel, this annoys you, because she seems ultra popular and everybody loves her. She is the belle of the ball.
Poor Belle.
She's
so
just
my attention, Belle's name.
That's all I had.
Everybody seems to love Sweet Tunes.
She got that riz,
And as the night progresses, you notice that people are hanging around longer, and it's way after midnight when Sweet Tunes stands up. She sings your song many times throughout the night, and eventually she stands up and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for a wonderful night." And everybody cheers and claps, and she shakes hands at everybody, sort of like gets up, and Bianca and Louis comes over to you and says, "I told you it would be great. What a surprise for you, your very own bard." And
So that was the surprise. I've been waiting to see what it was.
Everybody smiles and nods to everybody and says, they come up to you and says, "Well done, well done." And everybody is encouraged to leave as Jack Tapp locks up the tavern. And there's one thing you do notice. Everybody leaves the tavern apart from Jack Tapp and Sweet Tunes. And they stand at the door and wave goodbye to everybody before closing it and putting the shutters back up. And the inn returns to its normal, dowdy, dull scent to everybody, very rosy faced, head off back to their homes. in Snow Deep. And that is where we will leave it for tonight. And in between sessions, you can decide what is going on and what you would like to do next.
The content of this podcast is covered by the Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, so please give appropriate credit if you are sharing or copying any part of this podcast. Thank you.
So, thank you everybody who's come along and supported the stream. Tonight, I'm just going to go round the players so they can say what they are doing, where you can find them on the internet. And we'll start off with you, Mr. Pickles.
Well, I am Mr. Pickles, and Brad and I finally recorded. I said we were going to do it, and then we did it. So we will be having a very ranty episode about the worst Evil Bong movie ever made. Hopefully having that done sometime next month. But we at least got it recorded, and that's half the battle.
That's
the podcast
half
is,
the
and
battle.
I took that personally on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Fantastic. And Master Caramore, where can people find you?
Well, yeah, I will be doing a Mapper Monday cartography stream on Monday afternoon on my channel.
You can create a really good
fish, not fish.
You can make a really good jingle for that. Mapper Monday.
Somebody else could, maybe, yeah.
Yes.
If I could carry a tune as well as Catamore. Maybe I'll get someone else to record one for me. But yeah, I think last week I was doing some mapping for my D&D 5th edition game that I do on Start Playing. And I think this week I will be putting some work into the map for a Pathfinder, homebrew Pathfinder setting that I've been working on for a while. So I should be back on mapping that.
Very nice. And Mr. Medivac, the Healing Hoover.
Yeah, no Traveller on Monday because it's Paizo Con weekend. Yes, I've got a couple of games on Monday. So Pathfinder Society there. But Thursday we'll be back with Pathfinder Kingmaker. The big boss fight now. We've got the Stag Lord there. We're getting beaten up by an owlbear, but we'll be fine. I'm sure we will.
You'll be fine.
And that's my bard.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. I have a bard. Awesome.
Nice. Excellent.
8 bards.
And Captain Kangaroo.
Am I doing anything? Oh, actually, now you bring it up, I'm making my own new computer, so I'll be live streaming that. It obviously is for charity, so well, not the computer, the live stream. So for every $100 that's donated, I'll take an article of clothing off. Benefit for you all. I'm not wearing an undershirt, so and all the proceeds. Yeah, well, depends how much you donate. You know what I'm saying?
For $500, they'll put one back on.
Yeah,
but it would be a sock. But where am I putting it? All proceeds, of course, will go to
mypc.com.
Or no, it will actually go to preteens who have been catfished on Roblox. So it'd be fun. They're struggling. But besides that, go ahead, and Wills, what do you got going on?
Well, thank you. I'm sorry, my mind's just gone blank when you were talking about taking clothes off. Yes, I will
willpower check. Ooh.
I will be I'm sure there's another tenacity, maybe. Yeah, you lose 2 sanity points, and that's then it. Yes, I will be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock to play some more Elder Scrolls Online, and then during the week I still have to play some more of Doom: The Dark Ages, which I'm playing on super easy mode. So I just point in the general direction and things die. I don't need to target at all, which is fantastic. I'll be playing that during the week, and you might even get some Oblivion remastered as well.
Awesome game.
Yes. David has just said from YouTube, what have I walked in on? Something very scary. Very, very scary.
Ooh,
This isn't the live stream.
sorry.
This is not OnlyFans.
Do not take anything off. Please do consider going across to my YouTube channel if you would like to see any information about Mythras, Destin, Classic Fantasy, or M Space. All the rules videos and actual plays and podcasts are over there. Don't forget, Mythras Matters goes out live on the 1st of every month. And I think we're up to episode 70, I think it is now. I think it's either 69 or 70. So that's
like experience role.
Yes, exactly. And yes, and don't forget to go across to the Ko-fi site that you can support us and support the players here as well. Okay, we hope you've enjoyed it. David from YouTube, Captain Kangaroo, says, I can't get my money out fast enough. So
that's right.
Make sure you're dressed by next stream. That's all I'm going to say, Captain Kangaroo. And hope your OnlyFans goes well.
Let's just say, hopefully the clothes aren't too tight. Don't want to make it too difficult.
I'm just lost. I am lost. Yes, we'll be back next. Oh, are we back next week?
Well, I can't make it. Was the 7th? I can't make it.
Oh, so we'll probably play next week, and then it's the week after that is the 7th. So we'll have a week off that week, or we'll see where we are up to in the adventures. So
I've got a week off now.
Oh, nice.
A week off.
Oh, a week off. I get you. I thought you were just talking about half term because it's Whitsun Tide, isn't it?
No, I'm too old to go to school. They've stopped telling me. Well, they told me that. They said, don't go to school anymore. You're too old.
It's not allowed within 100 yards of the gates now.
That's right. Yeah.
And on
were you also doing a pants off dance off? Is that?
And on that point, I will say thank you so much for your support. It's goodbye from me, goodbye, and it's goodbye from them.
Goodbye.
Bye, you guys. Yeah.
Right.
It's all right.
Oh, it's copyrighted.
Yeah, I had to change it.
you are officially turned off now. Just so you.
But the chat was definitely turned on.
I think I've been officially turned off since Captain Kangaroo started announcing his stream.
Willpower check failed.
Do you actually have a Twitch channel, Captain?
No.
No.
What's Twitch?
You probably ought to get one just to see if anyone signs up after these.
Yeah. Well, trust me, they're all twitching with anticipation.
I'm sure they are.
But you know what? With this new computer, I probably will make a Twitch channel. I'll probably start streaming out, stealing all of your most dedicated viewers.
Well, scream at your camera. I told you I'd do it. I told you.
Yeah. Yes, please do check up on the terms and conditions before you do anything, Captain. Otherwise, it might be a very
Trust me,
limited.
I've never read it and I've not been banned yet, so it's all right.
That's good. That's good.
Well,
You'll be banned
not
immediately.
Yeah,
I'm not taking anything off. I tell you, nothing.
As long as I'm not Asmongold and use a dead rat as my alarm clock, I'm good to go.
I don't.
No, it's a general. It's an actual reference. He apparently, because he's such a terrible, gross person, he for the longest time he had a dead rat in his room, and he knew when to wake up based on when the sunbeam from his window was hitting the dead rat. It would make a smell.
Warm it up.
Yeah, warm it up.
Oh,
That's without his alarm clock was the dead rat festering in the sunbeam.
You've got some strange friends, Captain.
It's not. I'm just. It's not me.
It's just a streamer.
It's a famous incel streamer.
Yeah, you got some weird interests then.
Oh, guys, if you
Not
get
me,
a
not
chance
me.
to listen to a podcast called Old Gods of Appalachia.
Oh, Gods of Appalachia.
Yeah,
Appalachia.
very,
Appalachian
very
Mountains.
good. Very, very good.
I actually,
I've heard good things. I've never listened to it. Got a role-playing game. Was it last year, year before?
Yeah. Well,
By Monty Cook Games.
It's a random one that went on to one of my normal podcasts. Finished now, and it just came on. I was like, oh, I think it's really well acted, really, really good.
I will look forward.
Stepping slightly sideways from that, another one I can recommend if you like Old Gods of Appalachia is the Magnus Archives, which again Monty Cook has done an RPG of. That's a British horror podcast.
Have you listened to the Lovecraft British one, the Investigates Lovecraft Investigations, whatever it is?
No, I haven't.
It's done by BBC.
I've heard good things about that, but I haven't listened to it myself.
It's amazing. It really is.
See, Mr. Pickles, Medivac's steering audience away from your podcast by naming all the.
That's what it is.
Because yesterday I also listened to Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong, which was one of your Pickles show podcasts. I don't know why it came on randomly.
It came on randomly.
That's how I get them. I was wondering how people.
Do you know what? When you're driving and you can't use your phone, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get trapped.
You just have to.
It does the advert at the end with the action man Pickles versus the red Pickles.
Yeah.
They've fallen over. Oh, who's
I was on
because it's
on way too many drugs at that time.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Right. I'm going to stop the recording because I hate to think